Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 have just been released, and as always, I'm way behind the curve. I decided to replay Undertale to get ready for these new chapters, and I refound what truly made this game so special, and why it took the world by storm, changing the creator's Toby Fox's life forever. While I'm sure there's a lot of fun dialogue and interesting things to learn in a no mercy route or genocide playthrough of this game, I always found that the true pacifist playthrough is the most beautiful way to experience this game, as well as not giving you any permanent game-changing endings that never let you forget the horrors you committed. So let's dive into a true pacifist route of The game starts with a fairly simple intro. A simple and clean intro. Jokes aside, the game's simple intro has a lot of charm and gives you a little backstory and lore about Mount Ebit. And you learn that you're a fallen human and you start by naming yourself. With some hindsight, you can have a lot of fun right off the bat here. But we pick a simple name that I'm sure is not going to be important later. But we start off and instantly encounter a flower who tries to trick you right off the bat with some bullets. Friendliness pellets. But Goat Mom Toriel, whose name is obviously a pun on tutorials that video games are infamous for, saves us from this evil flower and we follow her through the ruins. Where there's a training dummy as our first encounter. And of course, as a video game player, your first instinct is to attack the dummy when given the option. But if you are to do this, Toriel will scold you. The correct option is to act. And as silly as this interaction is, it really prepares you for how this game works and the comedy it is known for. Acting instead of fighting pleases Goat Mom. She continues to show us around the ruins and hold our hands through puzzles until she decides to leave us on our own. We can start to explore and we meet many timid monsters and even a unique encounter in Napsta Blue. Doesn't seem to have a sense of humor. Oh, I'm real funny. Uh-oh. 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 Getting to sleep. I just weigh you down. Really not feeling up to it right now. Sorry. I handled that pretty well. We should have bought an item from the spider's bake sale. It helps out a lot later, but unfortunately, we didn't have enough money yet. So we have to just make it through the dungeon and go to home. Toriel puts us to bed and makes us a pie while we're asleep. We awake to the pie and Toriel is excited to read us many of her stories. But when we ask to go home, she gets uneasy and refuses to tell us. So we follow her downstairs and she doesn't tell us why, but begs us to just go back upstairs until we are at a door and have to fight with her. The game tries to tell you that acting is not the way out of this one, and it's understandable for a new player to not know this and kill Toriel. Of course, the game make you feel bad about it and they'll likely reset, but Flowey even remembers this. He tells you that he knows you reset, and he still berates you. So the only way to somewhat be rewarded for this is to not give up right off the bat and continue trying to save Toriel. You can even see that when you're low health that she stops hurting you and she finally just concedes and tells you that you deserve to be free and lets you go up to the underground. Ooh. Wait. Not gonna kill me. My child, put them aside. If you truly wish to leave the ruins, I will not stop you. However, when you leave, please do not come back. I hope you understand. In the underground, you are immediately greeted by the character who has eclipsed this game's popularity. You got all the merch and even a Super Smash Bros. Me skin. You see why quickly with his sense of humor. The old whoopee cushion in the hand trick. Hey, take it easy. Got a ton of work done today. A skeleton. And while talking, he introduced us to his brother Papyrus, who did not get as much love, but I think is an equally great character. Sans, oh my god, is that a human? Human, you shall not pass this area. I, the great Papyrus, will stop you. I will then capture you. You will be delivered to the capital. Then, I'm not sure what's next. We will go through many of Papyrus's puzzles on the way to Snowdin, and you truly build a bond with the skele-bros, even while they are trying to capture you. Dogs you meet on the way to the peaceful town of Snowdin really solidify the feeling of what a true pacifist playthrough embodies. When it comes time for your fight with Papyrus, he remembers all the things we did, solving his puzzles and trying his cold spaghetti. And while he says he's going to use a special attack on us, a dog has taken the special attack and he uses a normal attack, where we can finally spare him, and he warns us of future danger. He also invites us on a date, which is certainly a thing you can do. Think we're ready for step 2? Ask them on a date. Ahem, human. I, the great Papyrus, will go on a date with you. Yes. Really? Wowie. I guess that means it's time for part 3, step 3. Put on nice clothes to show you care. Wait a second. Wear clothing? That bandana around your head. You're wearing clothing right now. Not only that, earlier today you were also wearing clothing. Oh no. Could it be? You wanted to date me from the very beginning? We go through the waterfall, and it's a bit more ominous than the upbeat town of Snowdin, but you make your way through, and Monster Kid is following you. He's being super nice and telling us his love for Undyne, while not even knowing that Undyne is chasing us. But after saving Monster Kid from falling off a bridge and running from Undyne and her magic spears, she cuts us off at a mountain and tells us to get ready, because there's no more running. Die already, you little brat! However, the correct option is to run. As soon as our heart is back to red, we can run away and make it to Hotland. And while Sans is in there just for some reason, we have to keep running. Undyne, being a fish monster in heavy armor, gets tired and pretty hot as soon as she gets in there, and she'll die unless she's given some water. Conveniently, there's a well-placed office water dispenser that we use to give her some water, and she decides to leave us be to continue to King Asgore, who up until now has been mostly called a big nice pushover by the monsters, but Undyne thinks that he will be the end of us. We make it to a lab where we can see a camera focused on you. More observant players will have noticed a camera watching them earlier in the game. Yeah, you've had cameras on me this whole time. In the lab, we meet the shy, anime-loving Alphys, who's very excited to help us, even when Mettaton bursts in and gives us a quiz on the spot. Luckily, Alphys gives us all the answers. Let's start with an easy one. What's the price for answering correctly? Right, sounds like you get it. The quiz show continues. Mettaton leaves and Alphys warns us that she built Mettaton, and now it's an underground TV star, but also a killer robot that's programmed to capture us. So Alphys upgrades our phone so she can help us get through all the puzzles on the way through Hotland. We end up on Mettaton's cooking show, and it turns out that we are on the menu today. Forget, we're missing the most important ingredient. Human soul. Oh boy. Luckily, Alphys also installed a jetpack on her phone, so we fly to the top of a really high shelf and get the MTT brand substitute of a human soul. We then go through a bomb minigame room where everything is actually a bomb, and after that, you can understand why we should have really bought from that spider bake sale earlier. Muffet the spider torments us in her web until a spider finally comes with a telegram to tell her that while we didn't buy anything, we have never actually killed any spiders either, so she lets us go. Muffet really doesn't prepare you for what you're going to see next, though. Metaton's imitating Shakespeare in a dress and singing to us. This game is so trippy. I love it, though. Oh, my love, please run away. We can finally get our first real fight with him, but he just pretends to lose when we start using our cell phone as an energy gun against him. Going through some more puzzles, we make it to the MTT Resort, and Sans asks us to have dinner with him. It's here you see more of Sans just being a bit shady and showing us that he knows more about this game's world than he's letting on. And it's a thing now. Telling bad jokes through the door. It rules. One day, though, I noticed she wasn't laughing very much. Asked her what was up, and she told me something strange. A human ever comes through this door, would you please promise something? Watch over them and protect them, will you not? Now, I hate making promises. This woman, I don't even know her name, but someone who sincerely likes bad jokes has an integrity you can't say no to. You get what I'm saying? Promise I made to her. You know what would have happened if she hadn't said anything. Buddy, you'd be dead where you stand. After that uncomfortable encounter, though, we can talk to some more interesting people at the resort like Bratty and Caddy, and the ever-lovable Burger Pants. Alphys begins to act really strange the closer we get to Metaton. And in our final fight, Metaton reveals that Alphys set all this up so she could save us and look like a hero. Metaton actually only wants viewers, and decides to activate his Metaton EX mode, which drains all of his battery power. And he tries to give a final call to his viewers, but calls start flooding in, and they all show their love for Metaton. I'll take another caller. Metaton, your show made us so happy. Metaton, I don't know what I'll watch without you. Metaton, there's a Metaton-shaped hole in my Metaton-shaped heart. The underground loves watching him, and Alphys has to learn to start believing in herself, and we head to New Home. Walking through the castle, we are filled with determination, of course, but also a little bit of dread. The music has stopped, and monsters start appearing, telling us all of the lore and the story of Azrael, and why King Asgore needs our soul. You see, Toriel and King Asgore had a child named Azrael, and one day a human fell down, and they loved them both. But one day the human got sick and passed, and Azrael tried to bring the human to the surface and bury him in a flower field he had always talked about, but the human saw this and thought Azrael just killed the human. They attacked Azrael, and unfortunately he didn't make it. The king and queen had lost both their children in one day, but the king waged war on humans, and they need 7 souls to have enough power to break through the barrier, and they can take over the surface. Asgore has 6 souls. All the monsters are rooting for him to get the 7th, so they have something to live for. Even though none of them want you to lose, they also need to make it to the surface. And the music starts in New Home. Walking through, it's one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. This scene and the way it all comes together with the monsters telling you that they need to be free is one of the most beautiful scenes in the entire game. Despite everything, still you. We make it to Judgment Hall and meet Sans one last time, and he explains EXP and love to us, and says we've never killed anyone, so we never gained any XP to level up. Even though he said we weren't all good, I wonder if there is a way that we can get him to say you were perfect on your playthrough. Regardless, he sends us on our way and we can finally meet the big pushover king. He reluctantly leads us to the barrier where we can have our epic battle. And the game shows you instantly that sparing the king is not going to be an option. Human, it was nice to meet you. Goodbye. King Asgore is significantly tougher than any fight we've had before. But with the power of determination, we take him down and even restore the option to show mercy. Mercy, baby! Human. promise you, for as long as you remain here, my wife and I will take care of you as best we can. And sit in the living room, telling stories, eating butterscotch pie. We could be like a family. Flowey returns, and he deals the final blow to the king and absorbs the 6 souls. You haven't learned a thing. This world, it's kill or be killed. You freaky flower. You really are an idiot. Holy cowabunga, y'all. Holy cowabunga. Yeah, this is about to be creepy. Ultra creepy. Oh yeah. This is... Oh Lord. No. This is all just a bad dream. Well, and you're never waking up. Wow. This may look like a difficult battle, but once you understand the first phase, it becomes really easy. Even though Flowey keeps constantly crashing the game and reloading our saves, we are able to free the souls Flowey is using and defeat him, getting the ending. However, it's a little bittersweet knowing everyone in the underground is still trapped. And Flowey shows up and tells us if we want a better ending, we need to be nice to Undyne. So we meet back with Papyrus and Undyne at her house, and Papyrus uses this time to leave us alone to become friends. Undyne decides we must take the cooking lessons that she had planned for Papyrus. And we quickly learn why Papyrus' cooking was so delicious, with her as his mentor. Left, you fool! This burner only goes one way! Let me do it. See, this is how you... Yeah, I mean, that one's on you. But after this, she gives us a letter to give to Alphys. Unfortunately, she didn't sign her name, and Alphys thinks we wrote it, and we end up on our second date of the game. Dating. Start. Sorry, I'm still getting dressed. Yeah. You go finish getting dressed, Miss Dr. Alphys. How do I look? My friend helped me pick out this dress. She's got a great sense of, Anyway, let's do this thing. Hey, wait. Actually, we still can't start the date yet. Dating stopped. I gotta give you items to raise your affection statistic first. That'll increase the chance of a successful outcome to the date, right? Anyway, don't worry, I'm prepared. I've been stockpiling gifts in anticipation for a date like this. First, I've got the metal armor polish. It was nice to have some more charming moments like that, because afterwards, Papyrus tells us to go to the lab for no reason at all. We take the elevator down the True Lab and start reading Alphys' journeys and learn all about her experiments and find amalgamations, which were failed experiments to extract determination. All of these monsters' families have been looking for them because Alphys has been too scared to tell them the truth about what has happened. We also find some old home movies that the Dreamer family created. It shows us the original name of the human, E. How strange, we have the same name. We then learned that Alphys also had filled a yellow flower with determination, and then lost the flower. Yeah, I'm sure that didn't cause any irreparable damage or anything. But with this new information, we go and try to get the true ending by talking instead of fighting Asgore. All of your friends show up and stop the fight from taking place, and you get a really feel-good moment as you're all together, until Papyrus says it was a flower who helped him get there, and all of the monster souls as well as the 6 human souls are absorbed by Flowey, who is actually Azrael. The flower that was used is the same place where Azrael's ashes were placed. Azrael Dreamer becomes a god, but at this point we are so determined that even when he deals a killing blow, our soul refuses to break. And we call on our friends, and we reach out to Azrael and let him know that we care about him. We learn our true name is Frisk, and Azrael breaks down and frees everyone and breaks the seal to the surface. The true ending is much sweeter, and you can walk around the underground and see the excitement from all the monsters, then go to the surface with your friends. They all get happy endings, well, except for Papyrus, because the Royal Guard is disbanded. You act as our ambassador to the humans? Sure. Yeah, Frisk will be the best ambassador, and I, the great Papyrus, will be the best mascot. I'll go make good first impressions. Well, someone's got to keep them from getting into trouble. See you guys. But I think it will be okay. And we choose to go home with Toriel. Sweet. That was the true pacifist route of Undertale. And I think 10 years later, the story, themes of kindness, compassion, and consequences still hold up extremely well today. If you haven't played it yet, you most certainly should. Can't wait to play the first 4 chapters of Deltarune and learn more about this amazing world that Toby Fox created. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as I will have a lot more Undertale and Deltarune content soon. If you want to see me stream Deltarune Blind, I'm on Twitch at BigEX72X, and if you want any other content, be sure to comment. I'm still working on the New Vegas video, and I've started a 30-day tech deck challenge. I've also started the script for a King of the Hill video I'm really excited to do. So thanks so much again, everybody. Till next time, peace. Well, that's all. Take good care of yourself, kid. Because someone really cares about you.